let's take a look at following a Fair Isle chart when we're knitting in the round. So this is the same chart we used in the flat knitting tutorial, and I want to put this design on a hat. So if I show you, if this pattern were to be knit in the round, so that's our hat, we would actually have a big chunk of no stitches, sorry, of no design, because this has been written for knitting flat. So the pattern actually needs 1, 2, 3 stitches between that green and that green. So it needs to actually be like that to follow the design all the way round. So I've got a different chart here. So what I'm going to do is fold my chart so that we've got 1, 2, 3. So I know now that because I've got 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, there needs to be 3 stitches between that green and that green, that's going to work as a circular pattern. And I also don't need probably those 2 top ones there, but let's start. So I've done my rib brim, I've knit these 2 stitches, 2 rows, sorry, in the round. So I'm at round 1. Now, unlike flat knitting where we knit backwards and forwards, we actually just knit in the spiral. So we're only ever going to follow this pattern this way, and it's always going to be knit stitches, because that's how you achieve stocking stitch on circular needles. So I'll just place my stitch marker at the beginning of a round and knit these 3 stitches here. Then we want a green, so create the loop on the needle, knit, and then do a little twist at the back to bump that loop up to the needle. Now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pink stitches. And we're going to do a float after the 3rd pink stitch. And now a green stitch, and then 5 more pink stitches, creating a float after the 3rd stitch. And you would work that all the way round, and this would be where your stitch marker is for your end of round, and then you would carry on. And exactly the same principle applies before. Try to avoid having 3 colours on 1 row, especially if you're knitting a hat, because that's going to be so bulky on just that 1 row. So that's really how you follow and read a chart. Looks like it should be really complicated, when in actual fact it's just a visual representation of what stitches you need to work on your needles.